Welcome back to the channel, guys. This trip is from Orlando, Florida to British Columbia. Currently we are in Seattle and we're making the very short trip, which is just about 35 minutes on over to Vancouver. We have made it to YVR, which is the airport code for Vancouver International Airport. Customs for us Americans was a breeze, so we got everything ready to go and we're hitting the road. From the airport to our hotel is only about a 7.5 mile drive, but because of so much traffic, it took us about 30 minutes. We're going to average over 8.5 miles walking per day, so we're going to give you a street level view of the city of Vancouver. Amber and I were taken by surprise by the population, the traffic, and the massive buildings everywhere. I could almost compare the city to New York. There was absolutely massive high-rise everywhere you look. After a leisurely walk of about 1 mile, we have now made it to the port of Vancouver. Here you'll find shops and restaurants, and once we made a left, we saw seaplanes. Seaplanes that you can actually charter. We'll talk more about that later. This area is a major shipping hub, and also cruise ships do dock here during season. We're going to walk around to another town in Vancouver, and we'll also show you the backside of the shipping dock. Something to note is we took this trip in the middle of March, but after April 1st, the population, they say here, doubles. We're now making our way to a historic neighborhood in British Columbia called Gastown. This area is known for cobblestone streets, Victorian architecture, trendy shops, galleries, and restaurants. At the corner of Walter Street and Cambie Street is the iconic Gastown steam clock. The clock was built in 1977 and features a design that incorporates elements of Victorian style and modern technology. The clock releases steam and plays a chime every quarter hour, making it a unique and charming part of Gastown's atmosphere. If you visit in the evening, you'll find live music, craft cocktails, and many areas to socialize. What I'm showing you here is the backside of the dock, and they also have trains that go back and forth bringing cargo in and out. As we walked back through the city, we noticed some of the buses were electrically operated while the rest were gas operated. As with most big cities, people get around in every form imaginable, and they also have quite a bit of food trucks here, and we definitely had to try one. Alright, let's recap where we've been today. We started at the hotel, we walked down to where the seaplanes were, as well as the docks, then we made our way over to Gastown, in which we saw the steam clock, then we made our way back up through the city where we saw a couple of the food trucks, and now we're back at the hotel. Tomorrow we're going to head the opposite way to Hornby Street, where we will catch the Aqua Bus. When we got up to leave, we noticed it had rained overnight and the temperature was about 55 to 60 degrees. We're heading down to Hornby Street for Aqua Bus stop number 1, and Aqua Bus travels up and down Falls Creek. We ended up getting the day pass so that we could use the boat all day and get on and off at each stop that they have. Stop number 2 is right across the creek. It's literally less than a 1-minute ride and you're at stop number 2. And I was thinking to myself, I could be the captain of this little boat. Now we're at Granville Island Public Market. Originally this was a manufacturing area, but in 1979 it was opened as a recreational hub. It's pretty cool that under one roof you will find a wide range of vendors that will offer fresh produce, seafood, meats, cheeses, baked goods, artisanal chocolate, crafts, and more. Some options you'll need to take home and cook, while other options are actually already made for you to eat right there. There was actually some Asian cuisine that we tried while we were here, and it was pretty good. After you've made your selection, there's a common area in the back where you can sit down and enjoy your meal. I figured the Aqua Bus would be easy to captain, so I told Amber to hop on and away we went. We are back on Falls Creek, and there's Burrard Inlet in the north to Fraser River in the south. We hopped off the Aqua Bus and took a walk through the park on our way to our next destination. This area of Vancouver was very clean. Now we're in Vancouver's Chinatown, and it's the oldest in Canada and one of the largest in North America. Chinatown is located on the downtown east side of Vancouver. It's bordered by Main Street, Hastings Street, Gore Avenue, and Taylor Street. We love the Asian decor. You'll also find a lot of shops, markets, and of course, the China Gate. On to the next stop. We are now at the Vancouver Maritime Museum, a fascinating institution that showcases the maritime history of Vancouver and the surrounding region. The museum is still on the shores of Falls Creek, but it's located in Vanier Park. Now we're going to take a look at the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Vessel, RCMP for short. This boat is a historic vessel that holds significant importance in Canadian maritime history. It was the first ship to navigate the Northwest Passage from west to east, and the second vessel to complete the passage overall. Interesting thing to note is once the ship was brought here, this portion of the museum was built around it. For the most part, the boat was used for Arctic patrols, but then it also served as a supply ship for the remote RCMP outpost in Canadian Arctic. Hold on, I got a call coming in.
Focus, man. Tell Stout to holla at me, man. Young Hover, you heard?
Oh yeah, you know we had to book the seaplane, and I was told to check the app for more details. We got a few things together, we went downstairs, we saw that our ride was here, we hopped in, and away we went. We walked this distance before, so just a 5-minute ride and we're at the port. You get checked in, they verify your flight information, then your pilot greets you and then walks you down to the plane that he's going to be flying you in. We have chartered this plane to Victoria Island, which from Vancouver is only a 36-minute flight, or you see on this green ferry, it's a 4-hour ferry ride. The company we're using today is called Harbor Air, and they specialize in seaplane flights. I have flown in a prop plane before, but never a turboprop seaplane.
Fasten your flotation device by connecting the two ends of the plastic buckle together.
Thank you. Now we're at the Bouchard Gardens, and some consider this to be the crowning jewel in British Columbia's impressive list of horticultural attractions. The gardens are more than 55 acres and boast more than 1 million bedding plants. In just about a half-mile walk, we made our way over to the Craigdarragh Castle. The castle was constructed in the late 19th century as a family residence for a wealthy coal baron. Over the years, it did change hands, having multiple different owners. At one time, it was even a hospital. The castle is now owned by the City of Victoria and is a National Historic Site of Canada due to its landmark status. A visiting time window, I would say, is just under 2 hours to see everything, including the grounds. Alright, let's fly through Victoria Island. It is on the southwestern coast of British Columbia and it is the largest island on the west coast of North America. Whale watching, kayaking, sailing, and fishing are very popular here. We visited in the middle of March, but you can expect cold, wet winters and warm and dry summers. After spending our entire day here, we made our way back down to the harbor to catch our flight out. It was pretty cool that the lady to the right was in training to become a pilot. Because of our altitude, we got the best views of Vancouver on our flight back. Overall, I would say this is a 10 out of 10 experience for us. Now we're at the Capilano Suspension Bridge Park located in North Vancouver. The bridge spans 137 meters, 450 feet long, and 70 meters, 230 feet above the river. The park also has a cliff walk, a series of suspended walkways alongside the cliffside. I would say this is a must visit if you go to Vancouver, as long as you're not afraid of heights. I'll wrap it up here. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.